Chosen one, you did not arrive here by chance. This meeting is intentional, and this moment is not random. Music. Every step you took, every breath you drew, every pause in your awareness was guided so you would be here, right now, at this exact time. Before you ever pressed play, this moment had already been approved, aligned, and set into motion. You are standing at the edge of a transformation that doesn't demand attention. It gently awakens recognition within your spirit. Something deep inside you already knows this is real. This is not imagination. It is awakening. Music. Chosen one. The movement from lack into abundance begins here, not in numbers or accounts, but in alignment. Scripture reminds us that the vision is appointed for a specific time. It will come and it will not fail, as written in Habakkuk 2:3. This is that appointed moment. You are not forcing elevation. You are being invited into it. What once lay dormant is beginning to rise. What seemed delayed is being repositioned. What felt withheld was actually protection, preparation, and refinement. Anointed one, you are stepping into a space where old limitations lose authority and heaven-backed increase responds to obedience, clarity, and faith. This shift is supernatural, but your response to it is personal. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are remembering that you already were. There are seasons when God does not speak through noise or explanation, but through a quiet steadiness that holds you when words fall short. What has been prepared for you is already in place, unseen, yet ready. Chosen one, you are not here to repeat another cycle. You are here because this season has been marked for expansion, and expansion always begins with pressure. I remember a time in my own life when nothing on the outside reflected what was stirring within. Days felt ordinary. Finances were still. Doors remained closed. Yet something in my spirit refused to settle. That resistance was not rebellion. It was alignment. And that same tension is what you're feeling now. This is the moment you stop asking for signs and realize that your obedience has already become one. You are not imagining this. You are evidence of what happens when God interrupts a bloodline. Anointed one. Music, you are the first to stand where you are standing, the first to think beyond survival, the first to believe that fear, lack, and limitation do not have the final word. Generations before you prayed for relief. You were born with assignment. When the weight feels heavy, remember who you are. When the silence feels loud, remember what you are building. I have walked through seasons where the old life called back, offering familiarity disguised as comfort. Music. But every attempt to return was met with a stronger fire inside. That fire was not anxiety, it was purpose refusing to move backward. The future you are stepping into is already aware of you, already waiting, watching to see if you will fully agree with it. If this message resonates with your spirit, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps this message reach others who are walking a similar path. We are on a journey toward 5,000 subscribers, and your presence here truly matters. Stay connected, stay aligned, and keep walking forward. Chosen one, every setback you endured was a setup hidden in plain sight. Every delay sharpened your desire. Every closed door forced clarity you wouldn't have chosen on your own. What's coming is too expansive for a version of you that only wanted ease. That's why the shaping was intense. Heaven never rushes preparation when the assignment carries weight. You're being formed into someone who can receive increase without being consumed by it. Someone who can multiply, manage, and steward what others would misuse. This isn't just about wealth, it's about responsibility with reach. I've seen blessings crush people who weren't ready to hold them. God didn't delay you, He protected you. Anointed One, there is a sacred phase in every journey where silence becomes the loudest teacher. I remember mornings when no calls came, no affirmation arrived, and prayer felt like it echoed into nothing. Those moments weren't abandonment, they were incubation. Isolation isn't punishment, it's alignment without interference. When distractions fade, truth speaks louder. Music. People fall away. Habits loosen their grip. Comfort dissolves. That isn't loss, it's clearance. Heaven removes what cannot follow you forward. At first, you'll want to return to what's familiar, even if it wounded you. The old identity will fight to survive. But this time, you must choose differently. Music growth always requires a new response. Chosen One. Resistance is confirmation of elevation. Music. The pull backward proves something ahead demands strength you didn't yet possess. Every called life faces this test. Will you hold vision without witnesses? Will you believe without proof? Will you move without applause? Most people don't fail from lack of opportunity. Music. They fail because they couldn't survive invisibility. But your unseen season was sacred ground. While no one was watching, you learned. You failed safely. You refined quietly. The cocoon looks like a grave until the wings are ready. Don't confuse silence with death. This is where builders are made. Anointed One, money doesn't create worth. It reveals it. Without vision, money is just paper. Without clarity, wealth is just noise. I learned early that without inner structure, outer increase exposes every fracture. That's why discipline was forged in you before resources arrived. Your mornings mattered. Your energy mattered. Your boundaries mattered. Every hour counted. What you tolerated then would have become your ceiling later. Heaven raised your standards before raising your income. So Dekith, the way you carry yourself now, when few are watching, is preparation for what you'll command later. Chosen One, you're not only building something visible, you're building capacity. Legacy demands a version of you that doesn't shrink under criticism or bend to be accepted. This path will cost relationships. Some will say you've changed, and they're right. Growth offends stagnation. Let your absence in small stories become presence in a greater one. You're not here to be liked. You're here to lead. Leadership is lonely before it becomes influential, but it's worth the cost. Discipline will free you in ways comfort never could. Anointed One, there will be days when progress feels reversed and vision feels foggy. That isn't failure, it's refinement. This journey moves in spirals, not straight lines. Every return is higher than the last. Every delay sharpens you. Every closed door redirects you into alignment. There is a fire within you that didn't come from applause or validation. It was born from the knowing that you were made for more. That fire carried me through nights when quitting felt logical. It will carry you too. Protect it. Feed it. Guard it. Because you're not just pursuing wealth. You're becoming someone who can sustain it. Chosen One, there comes a moment when the noise fades and the pace slows, not because the calling weakened, but because depth is required. Music. This is the stage few speak about when excitement settles and the weight of becoming presses inward. I remember it clearly. Nothing was wrong, yet nothing was loud. No confirmations, no applause. Just a quiet pull to remain faithful without feedback. That isn't abandonment, that is maturation. Music. This is refinement. Anointed One, this is the season where silence begins to teach. When noise fades, clarity rises. What urgency once covered Stillness now reveals. You hear yourself more clearly. Music. You notice where your energy drains. You become aware of patterns and habits that can no longer move forward with you. Heaven often removes comfort before releasing understanding, not as punishment, but as preparation. What is falling away was never essential. What remains is intentional. Chosen one, isolation right now is not rejection. It is incubation. Strength is being developed in areas crowds could never reach. I discovered more about my fears, limits, and intentions in quiet seasons than I ever did in visible ones. Invisibility reveals who you are when affirmation is gone. That knowing is essential for anyone destined to carry weight later. Anointed one, you may feel misunderstood here. Music. Those who once recognized you may no longer relate. That distance is not loss, it's movement. Not everyone is meant to walk every mile with you. Some only know the earlier version of you. Let them hold that memory. You are not required to remain familiar in order to remain faithful. Chosen one, this is also where inner resistance rises. Old behaviors try to reclaim you. Familiar comforts suggest retreat. Music. But comfort is not alignment. Every breakthrough is preceded by resistance because resistance exposes where expansion is happening. The tension you feel is proof that your capacity is growing. Anointed one. Music. Most people don't fail from lack of opportunity. They fail because they can't survive being unseen. But invisibility is holy ground. While no one is watching, you are free. To adjust, to stumble privately, to strengthen without scrutiny. Music. The cocoon resembles a tomb until motion begins. Do not mistake stillness for death. This is formation. Chosen one, what's being constructed here cannot be seen yet, but it is solid. Character is taking shape. Discipline is being etched. Identity, music, is settling. These are the foundations of anything that endures. When responsibility arrives, it won't shock you. You will recognize it. Anointed one, stay steady in this phase. Don't rush it. Who you become here will determine how you carry what comes next. Chosen one, a recalibration is happening beneath the surface. This is less about opportunity and more about authority. Heaven doesn't hand out increase without first teaching stability. I remember realizing that desire wasn't the issue. Ownership was. Elevation answers responsibility faster than it responds to hunger. That's why your inner world has been so carefully adjusted. Anointed one, you are learning to govern yourself in private, music, so you don't unravel in public. Emotional control, clear judgment, calm decisions, music. This isn't dryness, it's maturity taking root. The peace forming in you is not passive, it's grounded. It allows you to act without reacting and choose without fear. Chosen one, notice how your responses have shifted. What once triggered you no longer hooks you. You observe more. You pause longer. That isn't numbness, it's discernment. Discernment protects resources, relationships, and timing. Heaven doesn't pour abundance into disorder. Alignment comes first. Anointed one, this is where discipline turns sacred. Routine becomes reverence. Consistency becomes prayer. I once believed power only appeared in moments of intensity. I was wrong. Power is sustained in repetition, in showing up when nothing feels dramatic, in obedience without applause. That kind of faith earns trust from heaven. Chosen one, urgency may feel quieter now, and that can feel strange. Panic has been replaced with precision. Heaven doesn't move through anxiety. It moves through timing. Music. Timing requires patience. You are not behind. You are being synchronized. Music. Every unhurried step is preventing future collapse. You're being prepared to hold what's coming. Anointed One, a new courage is forming in you. Quiet, but immovable. The courage to disappoint those who benefited from your confusion. The courage to choose long obedience over quick approval. This courage doesn't argue, it advances. Silence, right now, is protection. Chosen One, authority is settling into how you carry yourself. Music, you no longer need to announce who you're becoming. Your life will speak when the time is right. Until then, stay patient, but not passive. Music. What's being formed now will support everything that follows. Chosen One, this is the stretch where the promise hasn't disappeared, but time begins to weigh on the body. Music. Not exhaustion from effort, but the subtle fatigue of remaining faithful without visible change. I remember waking to ordinary days, no breakthroughs, no confirmations, yet the inner certainty never left. That certainty wasn't emotion. Music, it was covenant. Anointed One, this phase isn't about intensity. It's about remaining rooted when feeling no longer carries you. Waiting doesn't mean nothing is happening. Waiting is where endurance is installed. When urgency fades and fire quiets, what remains is truth. There were days everything looked the same. Same routines, same responsibilities, same unanswered questions. I wondered if I was still moving forward. But faith doesn't always feel like motion. Sometimes faith looks like returning to the same place with a steadier heart. That steadiness is not weakness, it's growth. Chosen One, remembrance becomes sacred here. You recall what was spoken when the room was loud. You remember what you felt when the calling was undeniable. You hold on to the moments that carried truth before waiting stretched long. Remembering isn't nostalgia. Music, it's alignment. When the future feels distant, remembrance anchors you. Anointed One, resist the temptation to chase another emotional high, another word, another rush. Power doesn't live in constant stimulation. Power lives in consistency. Heaven doesn't measure how inspired you feel. Heaven measures how faithfully you return. Music. Return to your work. Return to your integrity. Return to quiet trust. That return is worship without sound. Chosen One, I learned more about faith by doing small things faithfully than through moments of spiritual intensity. Paying attention when no one noticed. Music, showing up when results were slow. Keeping my word when it cost comfort. These weren't public victories, they were private agreements with God. And those agreements carried weight when the doors finally opened. What you are practicing now is not survival. This is stewardship. Anointed One, this season of waiting has not been hollow. Music, it has been formative. You are learning how to stand without leaning on constant reassurance. You are learning how to breathe in uncertainty without spiraling. You are learning how to trust timing without trying to manage outcomes. That kind of faith cannot be hurried. It has to be practiced. And right now, it is being practiced through you, one ordinary day at a time. Chosen One, there will be moments when doubt tries to speak. You may wonder if you missed something, if you should be further ahead, if others are passing you by. I've stood in that place. Comparison grows loud when patience is required. But speed is not proof of alignment. Precision is. A promise does not weaken as time passes. It ripens, and ripening always feels slower than anticipation. That doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're being prepared to withstand what arrives. Anointed One, do not resent the repetition of your days. Repetition builds strength. Music, it builds capacity. It builds trust. What feels routine is often what makes you dependable. Heaven entrusts weight to those who can carry consistency without bitterness. You are being shaped into someone who can sustain blessing, music, not just receive it. That shaping happens unseen. Over time, I realized my faith wasn't stabilized by dramatic moments or constant explanations, but by small, repeatable anchors, simple reminders that returned me to center when doubt tried to pull me off course. There is something quiet placed below, in the description or pinned comment that reflects that same steadiness, music, and rests there gently. Anointed One, return now to the deeper work. Return to patience. Return to consistency. Return to calm confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. You are not being tested to see if you can survive pain. You are being refined to see if you can carry blessing without losing yourself. That kind of refinement takes time. Chosen One, the promise is not fragile. Music. It does not break because you have tired days. It does not disappear because you rest. It is held by God, not music, by your performance. Your role is not to force it forward. Your role is to remain aligned while it matures. And alignment looks like faithfulness in the middle, not music urgency at the edge. Anointed One, a quiet strength is forming in you, one that didn't exist before. You no longer need constant reassurance to keep moving. You move because this is who you are now. That identity shift matters. Music. It means when responsibility arrives, it won't overwhelm you. You'll recognize it. Chosen One, stay here. Stay steady. Stay faithful in the ordinary. The promise is closer than it feels. And when it arrives, it will meet a version of you who has learned how to wait without drifting. Music, Chosen One. This is the stretch where endurance turns inward and becomes strength rather than strain. You are no longer proving that you can last. You are realizing that you already have. The pressure feels different now, quieter but heavier in meaning. Music. It is the weight of responsibility forming before visibility appears. I remember the moment when staying faithful stopped being about motivation and became about identity. I continued not because I felt inspired, but because stopping no longer aligned with who I was becoming. Anointed One, this is where consistency separates itself from effort. Effort pushes, consistency carries. Heaven watches how you move when momentum feels neutral, when days blur together, when progress is internal instead of visible. This is not punishment. Music. This is trust being measured. Anything meant to multiply must first prove stable in stillness. Chosen One, you are learning how to steward your energy, music, without spending it on emotional extremes. Where you once reacted, you now regulate. Where you once chased reassurance, you now return to alignment. That return is powerful. I learned that peace doesn't come from answers arriving quickly. It comes from knowing where to stand when answers delay. You are learning that posture now. Anointed One, your relationship with time is being refined. Music. You are no longer counting days anxiously or measuring yourself against others. You are measuring alignment, and that shift frees music you. Speed without grounding leads to collapse. Grounding without movement leads to stagnation. You are being trained to hold both. That balance is rare, and it is required for what you are being prepared to carry. Chosen One, you may notice certain conversations no longer interest you. Certain music distractions no longer satisfy. Certain shortcuts no longer tempt you. That isn't boredom, it's clarity. Clarity narrows focus. Focus preserves energy. And energy will be needed where you are going. Heaven often simplifies your world before expanding your influence. Anointed One, endurance here doesn't look dramatic. It looks like showing up, honoring your word, returning to your values when no one is watching. I learned that private obedience creates public stability. What you practice unseen becomes what holds you when pressure increases. This is not wasted effort. It is structural work. Chosen One, a deeper trust is forming between you and God. Not transactional, but relational. You are no longer asking for signs at every turn. Music. You are listening. You are responding. Faith feels different now. Quieter, stronger, less emotional, more rooted. Anointed One, this waiting is not empty. Music. It is active preparation. You are being shaped into someone who can receive without losing balance, lead music without losing humility, and expand without abandoning truth. This shaping cannot be rushed. It must be lived. Chosen One, remain steady here. Do not underestimate this phase. What you are building now is not just patience, it is music capacity. And capacity determines how much you can hold when the door finally opens. Chosen One. Something has settled within you that no longer needs momentum to feel real. You are no longer driven by pressure but guided by clarity. That shift is subtle, but it changes everything. I remember when striving finally loosened its grip on music me. Not because the vision disappeared, but because trust replaced force. When I stopped pushing timelines, my energy returned. My decisions sharpened. What you're experiencing now isn't loss of hunger. It's hunger that has matured. Anointed One, this is the phase where you learn to hold vision without gripping it. Commitment steadies you. Control drains you. Heaven responds to steadiness because steadiness allows alignment to unfold. You are no longer reacting to every emotional shift or circumstance. Music. You are anchored. Anchors aren't formed in calm waters, they're forged in storms. The fact that you can remain steady now is proof of how far you've already come. Chosen One, your discernment has deepened. You sense what isn't for you without needing proof. You turn away from paths that promise speed but lack integrity. That discernment was trained in earlier seasons when you had to choose without clarity, music, and live with the outcome. Nothing was wasted. Your intuition now carries weight because it was refined under pressure. Anointed One, your boundaries are maturing too. You no longer explain them, you honor them. I learned that boundaries aren't walls meant to isolate you. They are structures meant to preserve you. As influence grows, access must be protected. Energy becomes valuable. Heaven teaches you to guard what it intends to increase. Chosen One, you are no longer measuring progress only by speed or visibility. You are measuring alignment. That frees you from comparison. Others may appear to move faster, but speed without direction eventually circles back to confusion. You are being trained to move accurately, and accuracy multiplies impact. Anointed One, readiness doesn't mean perfection. It means you can respond without panic. Your yes is grounded. Your no is clean. You trust the process that shaped you. That trust grows when you look back and recognize how many delays quietly protected you. Chosen One, a confidence is emerging that does not seek validation. You don't need to announce progress. You feel it internally. That confidence isn't pride. Music, it's self-possession. When you possess yourself, circumstances lose their power to destabilize you. Heaven entrusts more to those who are rooted, not because they lack fear, but because they are steady. Anointed One, your faith is no longer just something you talk about. It is embodied. It shows in how you respond to inconvenience, how you speak under pressure, how you choose rest instead of burnout. These aren't small details. They reveal who you are becoming. And who you are becoming can carry weight without music collapsing. Chosen one, doubt may still pass through your thoughts. Music, but it no longer stays. It doesn't settle. That is growth. Doubt loses authority when identity is anchored. You are no longer trying to convince yourself of your calling. You know it. And that knowing changes how you move through ordinary days. There is a readiness in you now that doesn't chase doors, but recognizes them when they open. It waits without drifting. It prepares without obsessing. It stays present. This posture protects you from pursuing what isn't yours and missing what is. Pay attention to subtle confirmations, not loud signs, but steady peace, increasing clarity, and opportunities that align without compromise. You are not meant to force anything in this season. You are meant to remain available. Availability is not anxiety. Availability says, I'm ready when called. Anxiety says, I must make this happen now. You're being released from anxiety because it cannot go where you're headed. What's next requires steadiness, and that steadiness is being secured within you. Stay grounded, stay honest, stay faithful in unseen days. The structure is already in place. The capacity has grown. When the shift comes, it won't feel overwhelming. It will feel right. Preparation is turning into movement, without noise or urgency. Decisions are becoming clearer. Alignment has replaced striving. You are no longer trusting blindly. You are trusting with discernment. Opportunities will arrive quietly. They won't rush you or pull at your emotions. What is meant for you will never require you to abandon who you've become. Your patience is active now. You're not standing still. You're standing prepared. Heaven is responding to readiness, not enthusiasm. Readiness is presence without pressure. Identity is stabilizing. You are no longer becoming someone else. You are inhabiting who you already are. Authority doesn't announce itself. It's recognized. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly in your appointed moment, where preparation meets release. You were not chosen to watch the shift. You were chosen to embody it.